Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and if you're after an affordable and convenient way to emulate some of the same styling found on one of the baddest Chargers of all time without breaking the bank, well then the Hellcat Style Spoiler shown here in gloss black would be an awesome addition to your 2015 through 2023 Charger. Now, this particular option will combine that durable yet lightweight injection ABS plastic along with incorporating that pre-painted gloss black finish, all for right around that mid to high $100 price point. So guys, in my opinion, this is one of the best looking factory-inspired spoilers out there for the Charger, as it just balances the right amount of aggressiveness, but still maintaining that OE or factory feel. Now that factory or OE inspiration in this case is pretty clear, right? This is modeled after the Charger Hellcat, and it has been molded to the same exact factory specifications and dimensions. And the gloss black option that we have here even features the same exact rake or angle coming off the deck lid. You're looking at the same exact detail towards the middle section here. And again, to me, this option just has maybe a little bit more going on, a little bit more character, if you will, compared to the standard Hellcat Challenger option. Now your materials are pretty standard or par for the course here in the land of aftermarket spoilers, and in this case you're looking at an injection molded ABS plastic for the overall build, and then it is getting finished off, in this case in that gloss black finish, which again will offer a nice color contrast to just about any Charger out there. Now if you wanted, you could always grab this in a primered finish, have it paint matched to your ride. That is totally up to you, and obviously that would add to the final price point at the end of the day. But if you're looking to rock something right out of the box, the gloss black option here is certainly a great way to go. Also making this a great way to go, the price point, right? You're getting a ready to install painted spoiler right out of the box for that mid to high $100 price point, which certainly does make this one of the most affordable options that is ready to install here currently on the site. Now, if you did want to go with something more aggressive or even get into that color matched option, well, at that point you will be looking at least another 100 to 200 bucks on top of the cost of this particular option. So again, this is a great budget-friendly way to get some more aggressive styling on your car, in addition to being extremely convenient without having to hit your local paint shop. All right guys, last but not least, let's shift gears and talk install. And the Hellcat Style Spoiler that we have here today will mount using the existing holes left by your factory spoiler. Now, if you didn't have a factory spoiler on your Charger, you will need to break out the drill. But either way, the site's just going to call this pretty solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and about an hour or so to complete from start to finish. But to give you a better idea of just how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
Today we're installing an American Muscle rear spoiler on a 2019 Dodge Charger. And the first thing we've done is we made our own templates here, and I'll show you how that works. That way we know exactly where we're going to drill the holes, and we can kind of maneuver it to where we want it to sit correctly. And then when we get where we want, we'll be able to drill the holes. We'll be able to first check the holes and make sure they're not going to hit like your rear camera or anything. And then we'll be able to know exactly where our holes are, and we'll mark them, and then we can measure off the trunk lid to make sure we're centered, make sure it's not pitched one way or the other, just to verify. So for that, we're going to need, the tools we're going to use is going to be a drill bits, a number 2 Phillips to install. We're going to have a interior remover, as far as like for a little pry bar, plastic pry bar, take out the liner inside the trunk, and a number T20 Torx. There's a little handle here to pull this down, and we'll show you that before we get going too far here. So first, the thing we want to show you is we made these templates. Basically what we took is 2 pieces of tape, and then on the other side here, we flipped one upside down so it's sticky, and then you have tape on each side to hold that piece in place, and then you make a hole, and then you slowly just put the hole over that, and get the sewed up here. We can see where that hole is, just exactly where your hole is going to be for your screws. So then, when we go to place it, we set it down, we get to where we want it to sit. figure out exactly where we want it at here. And then you'll take this is tape we put across here, pull it tight. Then you should be able to take this off. And you have a template on where you want your screw holes here. And then we'll take a marker. We'll just make a circle right there in each one. Then remove the tape. And you can see we'll have a pink dot where we want to drill. We'll measure. Right middle on center first, we're right at 24. $21 and 3/16. 21 and 3/16. And then from the side, we have 4 and 4. And this may be different on your application, but this is just how we're gonna do it for this car. That way we have an idea. Now, since we're gonna be drilling through, we don't want to damage any of the interior. So first thing we gotta do is, if this is that handle we were telling you about that needs to be removed, that is on this vehicle, on this model, is a T20, Torx 20. Get up in there. And then there's a little lip, I'll show you, that fits down in there. Goes in this hole here like that. So don't just pull down. You want to roll it forward and down so you don't break that off. Now we're gonna have a whole bunch of these tabs. Here's one here. So we want to work up there and get those all off. There's gonna be plastic up in here as well, white tabs. We'll show you one. Take a little bit of effort, but they should pop out pretty easy. And you don't want to just yank, you want to work your emergency pull handle here, entrapment handle off. And you can come through and slowly pull it out of the side because it's got a little notch on it here. There, and then you just take it out the side. Set it aside for reinstall later. And then you want to check where you believe your holes are going to go through. Make sure you can get access to them because there is a web. You can see you're going to be kind of working in this hole. You're going to be working on this hole, and this is the one you really got to work out because you got to really be careful with, because you actually have your rear view camera. So make sure that you've made sure that it's going to clear when you drill. We're going to do a step process of drill bits, and then this is where the other one's going to go here. And if you kind of put your finger on the hole in the top, and you can kind of tap, and you can feel where your finger's at and make sure you're gonna be able to reach that. So now that we got that out of the way, we are going to drill. Actually have a little center punch here. I'm not gonna use a hammer on it because it's soft, it's a softer metal, but I'm just gonna tap it kind of in the center. Give me a pilot hole. And all 3. A lot of times we can lay tape down, which will help with that too. Keep skimming it just in case. And don't press really hard. You kind of want to let the bit work for you. That way it doesn't scratch or break. Just blow on the metal shavings like that. Now we'll step up the size of the screw. We may have to step up to a 5/16. It's kind of what the shank looks like, but we'll try it first with this. Now, I will say we'll show you when we go to put this on, you may want to put a little bit of silicone around these holes. However, American Muscle does have a gasket already molded on there. Just make sure that's intact. It should keep water from intruding into your trunk lid. Again, just go slow. I spit that, make sure it goes in. There you go, it is a 1/4 inch. The reason we drill slow is since I don't know if you ever had it, but a bit will like to grab and it could pull you backwards into this stuff if you're pushing on it. So just let it pull itself and go slow and not. You don't want to have it suck you right down through that hole and hit your wires there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of those screws, probably the center one, and I'm going to manipulate it up through the deck lid. The thing I like about this is we can start them with this. It's easy to reach up in there. And then we can take a wrench and just snug them down so that way we know exactly what we want on that. We're gonna go through and redo this with the other two, I'm sorry. 3 in total. You're able to get a wrench up in here. You have to kind of slide it down in here and go 1/4 turns on it. You're probably not going to be able to see it very well, but it is doable. And just you're going to only be able to move it like this far to tighten it down. So we did that on all the others.
So if you are looking to add that aggressive Hellcat styling to your 2015 through 2023 Charger at home, be sure to check out this Hellcat Style Spoiler in gloss black, available right here at AmericanMuscle.com.